Hi, Mr. Patrick.
Hi.
Uh, to the person watching this video for the first time, would you kindly introduce yourselves?
Well, my name's Patrick Kabiru Itobu, and more so, I'm so in love with Jesus. That means I'm born again, born of the Spirit, and I love Jesus so much. I have Winnie, is my wife, and there's Melissa and Mark. We are blessed to have the two children. Melissa is the eldest, Mark is the youngest. Melissa is 12, Mark is 7.
Okay, and would you tell us a bit about Pedals of Love?
Well, Petals of Love is a ministry that was born out of cycling, because I love cycling so much, and I thought about what about cycling for a greater cause, for what I enjoy to do, that is to preach the gospel. So when I thought about Jesus, I saw Jesus used to walk from one town to the other, and I put myself in the same shoes, and I decided now, instead of walking, maybe I can cover more, a little more, and reach to more people if I do cycle. So I thought, just the way we normally live like home, and you go to, you ride for like 20 kilometers, you go to a center, and you're just there, people asking you questions, and them getting excited, how long have you ride, looking at the bike. And I thought, well, why not use this opportunity to spread the gospel? I can do my normal training, but at the end of the day, I can reach out to souls. And that's when the pedals of love, that is the pedals, every step I take, every pedal I do, it is towards reaching people in love. That's why I call it pedals of love.
Okay. The last time we saw you on YouTube, you were headed to East Pokot.
That's right.
Yeah, you were pedaling a number of kilometers to go win souls. So would you tell us how the journey was from Nairobi to East Pokot? How long did the journey take, and how was the journey in general?
Well, it wasn't so hard as I thought. The good thing I had prepared. The most difficult part was from this area of Kikuyu, going all the way about 70 kilometers, all the way to fly over. That was the hardest part, because it was raining, and at some point there was a lot of mist, and also the weather was not so friendly, and also it has a lot of gradients. It's so hilly that you find that you move at a very lower uh, speed. And also considering that I was carrying a lot of luggage. Behind me was about 50 kg on top of my own weight. So it wasn't easy. We were just doing about 20 kilometers per hour. But the good thing is that never encountered any technical problem. Never. All through. And I had two guys who had escorted me, so they got me up to Naivasha, and I pushed all the way to Nakuru. And that wasn't so hard. That wasn't so hard. So the following day I had to leave Nakuru to Marigat. That's 100 kilometers. The first day was about 154. The second day was 100. 100, it only took 5 hours. And the good thing, the wind is pushing you towards where you are going. So within 5 hours, I was in Marigat. Then the last phase was from Marigat to a place called Koloa. So that one was a bit easy, but the hardest part was the last 30 kilometers, because it's an off-road. It's an off-road, and it's so hilly and very rough terrain, very rough. It's only by God's grace that I was able to do it, and the bicycle didn't bring any issues. And finally I got there at around almost 7:30 in the evening. It was already at night. But the good thing, I never felt so tired. I didn't feel so tired. So for me, going was more easy. And also thinking about what I'm going to do, that every pedal I do, I'm doing towards a soul that I may have never had Christ, a soul that will be won to Christ. And that's the driving force.
Were you able to minister to anyone along the way within the 3 days?
Yeah, well, I did. I did in Marigat, because I got there a bit earlier. So I had a cloud of witnesses around the town. And I remember there was this lady who was just selling his stuff just where I was parking the bike. So I was trying to talk to her, that she looks for me. I mean, she takes care of the bike as I look for something to eat. And she looked at me, and she heard I had come from Nairobi, and I had a bit of flu. So she was looking at me like, wow, this is what he has brought here, the corona thing. But I told her, there's no need to worry, because I can cycle all that with corona behind me. No, it cannot come to me. So I told her, you don't have to fear. See, you're born again. She told me yes. I asked her, why then do you fear? And she told me, hey, wajua lazima mtu agope. Like, it's a must. We have to fear. And I told her, no. The Bible says you don't have a spirit. God has not given you a spirit of fear. So I told her, instead you should love people. So I took an opportunity to witness to her. Then beside there were some border guys, the guys for motorbike. And they were just excited as, how did you come? Asking all those interesting questions. And why are you coming here? Where are you from? And I took the opportunity to witness to about 10 of them. And I had one who gave his life to Christ. And the same thing continued to the next town, that was Chemoligot. I had a few people who were where I was eating, and I witnessed to them. So I took every opportunity whenever I stood, just to witness to people about the love of Christ. But also due to the challenge of timing, I couldn't do much. But the real deal was now in Pokot.
When you got to the final destination, looking back at the journey that you had made, was it worth it, or did you feel like you should have maybe gotten a car or something, or did you feel that it was worth taking the journey by yourself on a motorcycle, your motorcycle?
Not motorcycle, bicycle.
Your bicycle, sorry. Yeah.
Well, for me, I had every reason to look at it positively, because I was thinking, like, what if I just came with? Everybody goes there with see all the NGOs, they go with the Land Cruisers. Missionaries, they go with Land Cruisers. Like, everybody goes there with a car. But I asked, what if I could have done the same? But I say no. There was no impact. There was no impact. The impact is when you do something out of the ordinary to achieve greater results because of the means that you have used. So when I look at it, I said, it's better to use the bicycle. Why? First of all, no one has ever done that. Secondly, when I feel that I'm putting this effort, when it's so difficult on that rough terrain, and you're almost asking yourself, why am I here on this forest, on this wilderness, on this rough terrain? When you think about the pain that you're feeling because of riding, then you always feel that, wow, I need to go for that soul. It drives you towards wanting to achieve more and knowing that God is with you. I had seen God all through the journey. No distractions, no incidents, no technical issues, smooth all the way. In fact, at some point, I had this pillar of cloud that was covering me. It wasn't so sunny ahead, you could see the sun, but where you are, you have this pillar that's just giving you a shade. So when I look at where God had brought me from and where I've gotten, I say this is the strength of the Lord. I wasn't so tired. I wasn't feeling like I'm out of shape. I just knew this was the grace of God. And because that is what God put in my heart to do, I saw the bike and I said, yes, this one to Pokot for mission. And once he put that in my heart, and I said, I give myself 1 month to prepare, and I had the date. So I said, this is what he has put in me. Paul used to go, he would walk, he would go through prison, from one prison to the other. It wasn't easy for him. It was more harder for him. You can imagine, from this prison to the other prison. But here am I, a free person. The only effort I'm putting is to ride the bicycle. And through cycling, I was able to reach to many. I would get to Pokot, and even the chief himself knew there's somebody who came from Nairobi with a bike to Pokot. And that brought a lot of curiosity. That why did you ride? Why did you come here? Did you have another intention? But you tell them it's for the love of Christ. It inspires a lot. The impact on cycling for souls is far more greater than any other means I wouldn't have imagined.
Can you take us through now the ministry, your first day, the ministry, how you ministered, the souls that were won to Christ, any healings that you experienced? Take us through all that.
Well, the first day I had to rest, but I started the ministry after 1 day, and at that point I was just alone. So we sat down with the pastor, and we had a program of the places we are supposed to visit, and within those households, I needed somebody to come along with me because of the interpretation. And we visited. We started with the marketplace. So the first day we went to the market, and the pastor had to take care of some things. And as for me, I found myself alone there, not knowing much of the where I'm going to start. And then it was a market day. There were so many people. There were so many people around, but most of them we could not understand each other. But I said, God, you lead me. So I went around the market and preached the gospel one-on-one and shared with many people, and I was able to get about 9 souls. And I didn't minister any healing on that day. And the following day, I prayed and asked God, I don't want just to minister with my own words. I want signs, miracles, and wonders. Because now here you cannot communicate with the people effectively because of the language. And we agreed with God that He's going to do it. And the following day, I went out the same area. And the first people I met were 3 ladies. 2 of them, one had a leg issue, and the other one had ear problems and a back. So I prayed for them. And the one who had a wound on the leg, she just wasn't able to put her shoes on. But after we prayed with her, she took her shoes and put on, ready to leave. Then the other one, I prayed for her ears, and the pain went, the back. And she even told me, wow, I can't imagine, I can't feel anything. There's no more pain. And she kept on saying how she's feeling well, and she became my first interpreter. So as we were walking along, I found another lady sleeping, and I told her, well, that one is sick, we need to minister to her.
Before we go to the other testimonies, we'll take a short break and then we will continue.
Okay.